Okay, hello guys, this is Venividivici. I'm gonna bring you another match of the PK Clan TAD tournament. And today we have a very exciting match in my opinion. It is Flooky, probably very well known to you guys. One of the best players from back in the days. And he is going up against Shmras today. Shmras is a Japanese player, definitely one of the better players these days. And I think it's gonna be a very nice match. What we have here is Flooky playing as French versus Shmras playing as Ottomans. By the way, for any Japanese viewers, Matsuyun is also casting for a Japanese community, so if you prefer to watch the game in with the Japanese stream, Japanese guy talking, then you should go over to his stream. So this is a BO1 still. We are almost at the end of the group stage. Today and tomorrow are the last days to play our matches, and after that we'll go into the second phase of this tournament. Great Plains, of course, still is the map. We have a pretty decent map here, I would say. Both have their gold mines in decent positions, at least not two in the front. Both have at least one herdable. And then later on they of course have to go for a little bit further away to get their second herd towards the town center. What we see here is standard from Ottomans taking the middle trading post. I explained this before, you don't want to miss the XP if you take this one, so you'll immediately go over here and take that one. French of course starting with the market. Early market means of course that you can benefit from the hunting dogs upgrade early, and you will age at probably more or less the same time anyway. And it also benefits you while you age up, because you already did the upgrade. We see here Flooky trying to get the 80 food treasure. Flooky already took 70 XP from somewhere. Shmras going for 75 coins, so this is all pretty equal. This is something Flooky has to pick up later. As you know, you can also pick this up with a villager, by the way, you don't need your hero. On the other hand, if it's 2-4 walking, of course it delays your age up time. This is a little bit unfortunate. He has to go all the way over here. Maybe it was a mistake here in accidentally clicking to hurt it from the other way. He should have it over here next to his town center, like Shmras has, because now all his villagers have to walk more, and that delays your age up. So basically, Ottomans have like a few standard options. One of the options is Janissary Rush. It is quite... French is easily capable to deal with it. But you can also then of course transition into something else, like for example adding Abus guns or going to a fortress. It's all about tricking your opponent as well. That's why it's very important to French to keep scouting well in this match, to see if a Janissary Rush is coming or something else. Of course a straight fortress is also an option, but probably not the best. And the third option, which is what we see mostly, is Janissaries and Abus guns combined in the second age. And then go for some kind of timing push versus the French. In which case the French is usually going for Musketeer and Hussar to defend, combining it with an X-bomb shipment, and also perhaps even making some crossbowmans. So we'll see how this will play out in a little bit. Currently this group is, I think Shmras is currently ranked 1 in this group. Of course we have Flooky, who is playing over here, and Salento, which is someone who I believe they're playing tomorrow, and I will cast it as well, Shmras versus Salento. So it's probably going to be between those three guys about who will be first, second and third in their groups. Okay, Shmras aged with 400 wood, that means it's not going to be a fast fortress. Directly, at least with the tower. We see that the scout of Flooky is already here invisible. Of course you always want to do that. The only way to get seen then is by his hero. But if you kill it, or if it's on the other way of the map, you will always be able to see like this. Let me do better, like this part of the map over here, so you can see what army is coming in, what unit he's making, where his villagers are gathering, etc. Shmras is going for a second trading post over here. No barracks and stuff yet, so let's see. That this means either he's going to ship 700 wood and still go for a colonial agenda, or he's going to go for a fast fortress in a different way. That's probably going to be it, seeing the 700 coin being shipped right now. It's very important that the French is scouting, as I told you before, and we see exactly what Flooky is doing here. He sees that the 700 coin is being shipped. He also saw that there's no Rex or stablemate over here. Of course, it can still mean that, for example, he's hiding a base over here, Shmras it is, but seeing this, 2 trading posts, 700 coin first, that is likely gonna be some kind of fast third age. As a response, Flooky is gonna start with the barracks only. We'll have to see what his second shipment is gonna be. He might go for a fast fortress himself. Well, same as fast fortress, some musketeers perhaps to raid a little bit, maybe making 10 musketeers to take out a trading post. And he's probably then gonna ship the 4 villagers. That was right over there, 4 villagers. And after that he can go for 700 coin and age up as well. Here we see a barracks, 700 wood coming in, of course making the Rex from it, upgrading a trading post, I think. Of course benefits Ottomans a lot, and you also want to defend them as long as possible. Early on you get a lot of XP from it, especially when it's upgraded, and later on you can change it to resources, which is something you will need, especially versus the more eco-based civilizations like French and British. Scout moved over here, as you see. You see it, he keeps scouting with his hero. I see that a lot of people forget to do it or lost their hero early on. Spadel, by the way, is someone who prefers to buy back his hero. You pay 100 gold, you get him back. I think that's a very smart decision. My main point is that not enough people are scouting regularly, and that means they just don't know what their opponent is doing. Knowing what your opponent is doing is all that you, well not all, but it's like a big part of winning the game. What you also see is that because he knows his hero is chasing his hero, Shmras' hero is chasing Flooky's hero, he already moved his scout a little bit. He doesn't want to get discovered by the hero. Not only because of course you might lose it, but also it means that Shmras is like notified that the scout is over here and thus will search for it even more. We see a little raid going on here, as I explained before. Made 10 musketeers now, second batch over here. He killed 1 villager. That's pretty good. This is interesting to see what Shmras is doing. It's not going to be as fast third. Oh, there it is, okay. He made the second batch while he was aging, of course, already. He aged with the 4-star shipment, so that's why his age up is a little bit slower. Very nice, of course, to be able to raid. I see that his villagers are standing idle over here. He probably just gathered 700 coin. Let me confirm that. There you go. So he is now aging as well. French is likely to go for the fast age up here. 6 skirmishers, not... Well, okay, he has musketeers and he can pop out madmen. So versus Janissaries could be an option. He has to be very careful about his villagers over here. He's going to lose 1 for sure. And that is very unfortunate. Oh my god. Come on, Flooky. That is 4 villagers lost there. That is actually too much in this stage. Janissary is already upgraded, as you see over here. What he did is a very nice trick. He used his hero in melee mode. That means he can slow down the villagers, because every unit in Age of Empires that gets attacked will also slow down, and thus that means your other army units have more time to attack it. And there we go, fast age up, no skirmishes yet. Minutemen popping out at a good time, but this is not going that well for Flooky. Shmras decides to stay over here because, well, he doesn't want to take as much damage from the Minutemen, so that's why he's still moving, but he can definitely take this battle and take out some units over here. It's going to be interesting to see what he will ship after. This is 8 Janissaries. He probably had a shipping point over here. He forgot them. He should use them anytime soon. Right now, Flooky has lost 4 villages, I believe, and some units. And now 2 cannons are on the way. This is, I think, expectable, because you saw he started with the barracks. That means he's going for Janissaries. He's not likely to have a stable or artillery foundry up by now. So the first shipment or second is probably going to be Janissaries and cannons, depending on how many Janissaries he lost. But since he didn't lose that many, he can send cannons and cover them pretty well. 5 dragoons being shipped by Flooky over here. That's questionable. On the other hand, it's going to be very hard for him to defend his cannons very well with just a few units that he has. So he might want to go for the 5 Dragoons first, like he's doing now, try to go for a little bit of a raid, and then take some damage and just ship the cannons afterwards while he's making some more units. The BO that Shmras is doing here is actually quite strong, because he ages up at a decent time still to be able to push, but he has of course the 2 trading posts upgraded and made already 10 Janissaries. And we see that the setup of Flooky is so-so. It is a quite standard way to go for it, but you only have 1 Rex. He now lost his market, so he relies on shipments, but he has no trading post. He made a few skirmishers, of course, to counter the Janissaries. And there he's gonna lose another villager. Keep in mind that of course Shmras scouted this before, this part of the map, and that means that he knows this animal is dead over here, so he knows that Shmras, Flooky, is gathering over there, and thus he can raid it. Shmras decided to not push any further than he did, and 1k coin, so that is probably gonna be Mamelukes, and that means that when you have cannons protected by Janissaries and Mamelukes, you will have a very good chance of actually killing your opponent. Because if he ships cannons as well, which he's probably gonna do anytime soon, your Mamelukes can take so much damage that you will have like much better army value, and then are just probably able to kill his cannons before he can kill yours, and then you still have Janissaries and cannon left to keep sieging his base. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen for Flooky over here. Of course, maybe he should have tried to bring in this hunt a little bit earlier towards this area over here, because now he's kind of running out of food. This is far, and we see that Shmras is bringing in the second hunt, but of course he has the army advantage, so he can risk being further on the map. Flooky cannot at this point, and that's very unfortunate for him. Still, those Dragoons trying to go for some raid, I think, over here. The scout is now... Oh wait, his hero is dead over here, so he knows that his scout cannot be seen anytime soon. You see that he's a very good idea of what's going on with the army of Shmras. Stable going up. He probably shipped... No, he didn't. He just made skirmishers. What you can also do, by the way, in this case, even though it's hard because you already lost the market and some units, is go for a trading post yourself, because it's only 200 wood and the Ottomans already upgraded it, so you will get a lot of XP from it with fairly small investment. Market again going up over here. The 1k coin was shit before, and he did spend it, so even Minutemen popping out for the final push. Ah, there we go, there's his Spahi. So exactly what I told before, he's now going to push out, bringing Minutemen even to make his push even stronger. Of course, French already used his Minutemen defending this part over here, because he is expecting a raid. This is going to be very hard. French definitely needs to ship his cannons. I assume he has it in his deck, but just hasn't shipped it yet, yes. Needs to use his hero in the right position as well. It takes up a lot of damage. And need to micro very well also. That means Dragoons should be targeting the Mamelukes, as we probably will see anytime soon. And skirmishes on the Janissaries and the Musketeers, preferably in melee mode for his Mamelukes. He also has to be very careful about positioning here, because his cannons should be coming out from his town center, which he has to defend, and not being picked off by Mamelukes, for example. He totally evacuated this this part over here. That means he kind of has no food together at this moment. A raid would be nice over here. But that's not what's on Flooky's mind at the moment. Oh, maybe it is. No, it's not. Of course, if you lose your base, especially if you lose both your stable and you lose your Rex as well, that's 400 wood. You can't replenish that quite easily now, so that will be a major problem. And as we see here, Janissaries, they just siege so fast, especially in these great numbers. Sorry, by the way, Guardia, I try to move my screen less. I just remembered what your pose was. Anyway, Rex going down. The cannons should be really coming any moment. I have no idea what... So it looks like he did ship skirmishers after all. We see that the skirmishers are put in stagger mode here. That's of course to try to avoid the cannon fire. Musketeers being put in front to block the Mamelukes a little bit. And this cannon is halfway down. I'm not sure if it's targeted by the town center, which is always a very good idea to do, or targeted by dragoons. Anyway, I think it was targeted by the town center. Very nice micro going on. By Flooky mainly here. Both actually, you see that the Janissaries are trying to take down the dragoons while the dragoons are taking down the Mamelukes. One is on low HP, that one is down, that means 3 left, but this is still very hard to deal with. Either he gave up or he is mis-microing over here because the dragoons should not be so close to Janissaries. The cannon is still alive, is still being targeted down by the town center. And this is probably gonna be the end here because he's losing villagers as well. And that's the game. I think losing the 4 villagers early on was definitely one of the major things that went wrong. I have to say though that Flooky is probably a little bit rusty. He hasn't played as much as, for example, Shmras is doing now, or the guys. And you always have to get in shape a little bit if you play for these good players. What is most interesting to me here is Flooky scouted very well with his hero here over here, like I told. I think the response was fine with starting with the Rex going for the 3rd age. Losing the villagers was a big mistake. Probably should have tried to bring in this hunt earlier. I believe it started over here or somewhere here, not this far as it is now. And the second main point, in my opinion, is that even though he had a very big mass of Janissaries, I think shipping the cannons would be better. It's a tough call because you can then aim your town center on the Mamelukes instead of on the cannon. You still use your dragoons for it, and you can use your cannons to take out these one, especially if you time it right and kind of surprise him. And he has a quite defensive setup here as well. That means that the Mamelukes won't be able to reach cannons and stuff that's here very easily. And of course, if there are 2 cannons or 1 cannon left, just a couple of shots to this big Janissary composition is always doing a lot of damage. On the other hand, you have to keep in mind he does need enough units to protect the cannons, because of course, assuming that all Janissaries would go just close over here, the cannons might get off 1 or 2 shots if they're still alive. And then he might damage, 4 or 5 Janissaries, and then just all the Janissaries will shoot the cannon anyway. So it's always a tough call what you want to do, but of course he could also pop out villagers for a second. He already did upgrade the villager HP, as we see over here, and of course they will absorb a lot of fire from Janissaries. So I think if you pop it out at the right time, villagers, cannons, skirmishers and dragoons, it could work. But now he 30, yeah, he shipped skirmishers and dragoons. Dragoons is okay in the start. Skirmishers, yeah, he got, like I said, he got the big mass that he needed to cover it, but then you just can't deal with the cannons, or you can't deal with the Mamelukes. Anyway, it's still hard either way. You saw that he couldn't really get his food over here. If he would have better herds, or just brought in this herd a little bit earlier, he would have been able to train a little bit more units, and that could have been a difference as well. So good game overall, good strategy chosen by Shmras, and right moment to push out. Okay, as we see over here, from 24 villagers to 19, that's too much at that point in the game. Not only can't you gather, you also can't use your villagers to absorb Janissary damage. So that's it. I'm not sure there's going to be a second match for me to cast right now. I believe that Tombo might be playing, but I have no idea versus who. I will show you guys briefly my my stream schedule. The matches that are lined through here already streamed. Flooky Shmras we just had. This weekend is of course the last weekend for this tournament to round up for the first stage. I will cast Shmras Salento tomorrow. Flooky Salento probably as well tomorrow.